What's up, Blazies? It's Casey Ariel, founder of Blaze Group and your host of Blaze Group Radio. I will be talking about the intersections of Black womanhood, entrepreneurship, news on the culture, and healing as we climb. I launched Blaze Group after spending a decade in corporate America structuring multi-billion-dollar loans for large tech firms, but never once working on a deal team with another Black woman. I left to take world-class knowledge to the streets. Blaze means building leaders and accepting zero excuses, and we go beyond the bare minimum. More than solutions, we create lifelines that help Black women become as limitless as they feel. Snuggle up to this episode. May it feel as safe and nourishing as Big Mama's house did. What's up, Blazies? It is Monday, November the 20th, and I hope that you're feeling really good today. Some of us are going to have a short week as we fellowship with family and friends in the latter part of the week, cooking up some good stuff. Some of us may be working a 9-to-5 to fuel and fund our businesses, right? And maybe there's some days off that you're getting through that. Others of us might just want to have an excuse to unplug, right? Do a little bit of shopping online, maybe in stores. Maybe you already have curated lists of Black-owned brands that you want to intentionally support, right? And some of us, it's just another week, right? Wherever you fall, right? I hope that you are taking the time to intentionally be present with yourself. Be present with nature. I've been enjoying stocking up on some spice infused candles lately. I even got a really beautiful smelling candle at a Sister Circle Sunday yesterday. My friends and I in the DMV, while I'm here for a while, we've decided to get together monthly and just be in community and love up on one another and listen to one another, right? And our friend that hosted gave us gift bags, and it was just a beautiful smelling candle in there. I think the smell, I'm going to get this wrong maybe, but it's like a spiced orange cranberry. Oh my gosh, y'all. So good. I got a cinnamon infused candle a couple of weeks ago as I hosted some family from Alabama that came in to visit the Hubs and I was cooking some salmon croquettes, right? And so I burned that candle to get that, that canned salmon smell out of the house. But yeah, like be present, y'all, and if you can, right? And if you're in a space to stomach it right now, because I get that, holidays can bring seasonal depression. Right, it can be a season of heightened anxiety for those of us who struggle with, social anxiety or memories that are triggered when we come around people, whatever it may be, right? If you can, I hope that you can nestle into community as people have extra time that's freed up around this season. I hope that you can lean into that, right? Because community is medicine. You are not a burden. You are so deserving of soft landings, right? And so just test it out and see if it doesn't feel like home. See if it doesn't feel good, right? Something that's in the news that is pretty interesting, and I want you all to pay attention to this, because these are the things that steer what becomes commonplace in the way that we get information, in the way that we experience technology, etc., right? So OpenAI, which created ChatGPT about a year ago, just a year ago, ChatGPT tweaked its product to the point where it could deploy it commercially in a way that anybody could use it. Not just engineers, not just folks who are very tech savvy, but in a way that anyone, right, could pretty easily go in and put in prompts and get help and support and answers and all this stuff, right? That was about a year ago. And since then, their valuation has grown like significantly. It's been the fastest growing valuation in the technology sector in recent times, at least, right? But the board ousted the CEO. So the founder, Sam Altman, right? He does have a co-founder as well, but Sam Altman had been the CEO. The board ousted him. They have not said why, right? They have not said the actual events that took place that led to this. But they're saying that he wasn't forthcoming in his communications, right? And so they were concerned about the company and his ethics and ability to lead this firm, right? So he's out. Excuse me. And then on Saturday, so I believe this is Friday that this took place, right? And then on Saturday, the investors, because as you can imagine, like folks that have put money into this thing, right? They believe the founder is driving the vision and success and the future and all these things. So they were trying to push back and say, nah, like we need this man in here driving this ship to get these returns we expected. The board rejected the reinstatement terms. And then here we're sitting at Monday where we learned that Microsoft has hired Sam Altman to come in and lead their AI revolution. This is interesting because Microsoft has been an investor of OpenAI. They were top of mind for me about a year ago as well when I saw how OpenAI farmed out a lot of the data scrubbing that comes from the internet to some folks in Kenya making less than $3,000 an hour to go through all of the stuff that comes from the internet when you put in certain prompts and flag it as bad, right? And so you have graphic pictures, graphic wording, stories, just nastiness that would naturally come up from the dark places of the web when you put in this prompt, in various prompts. And folks in Kenya were cleaning the data for them, right, to train this artificial intelligence, and many of them suffered mentally, of course, right, very chronically suffered with very little support resources, right. It's all very interesting. I didn't hear the board ousting anyone at that time. But I'm going to continue to follow this. Definitely continue to follow this on your end. AI is something that plays, and myself believe can be leveraged to scale culturally competent, relevant knowledge and support to Black women on a day-to-day basis in ways that feel good, in ways that feel like Big Mama is talking to us, right? So ethically scaling this, right, is something that is top of mind for us. And I've been testing this. I've been having tons of conversation around this. I've been capital raising around this. So I'm going to be watching this developing story. I recommend that you do as well, because now that Microsoft has hired Sam, okay, they are going to make a big bet that they can unseat Google, right? Microsoft has this search engine called Bing. Bing has been around for a very long time, but it's not popular, right? Google is. And so their play essentially is looking to have searches not bring back blogs, because that's what we're typically reading, okay? When we search something, if somebody's written a blog about it, that's what we're reading. Literally, right? And so the vision for Bing is to have it be driven by artificial intelligence, where you actually get paragraphs back, you get summaries back, you have dialogue essentially, right, that comes back, which is a lot more useful, helpful, on the, like straight to the point, etc. So we'll see. This is very interesting. That's something that's happening in the news that I think is worth us paying attention to, not because we are beholden to using these systems or our future depending on these folk, but because as we are building and as we are creating, right, and as we are scaling things that save our people and liberate our people, right, and secures resources for our people, it is important that we see the dynamics that are currently at play, right? That we learn from many of the mistakes that folks are making. And so that we understand why we're seeing some of the developments that we do, because these folks will be our competitors. They will be our partners, maybe in some instances, right? They will be our case studies, right? And so dream that big, sis, because you that dope. You are that dope. Love and light, family. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back in tomorrow, but this will be a more truncated week, right? I'll still pop in and say hello, right? But I'll definitely be on the lighter side as I love on my family, right? And be present. Love and light. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Blaze Group Radio. Remember, you have not yet met all of the people in your life who are going to love you, so keep going. Download the Blaze Group app for day-to-day support on your entrepreneurial journey. Until next time.